Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Lauren and I am a mum of 4. So this recipe I completely forgot about until I was going through my camera roll and I found it in there. And it is a really nice dinner. So I'm definitely going to make this next week because it is so delicious. So this is a chicken and tarragon casserole. You need chicken, wine, garlic, tarragon, cannellini beans, green beans, onion, corn flour and carrot. First off, you're going to start by chopping your onions and your carrots and popping them into the slow cooker. Oh, I got lost on the way to you in an orange sky by the ocean. I like to try and break up the onions because I find they clump together, so I'm just going to break them up and then I'm going to add my tarragon. I will add the quantities you need of each ingredient in my description box below. So then I'm going to add my garlic, which I've just used a crushed garlic because I'm lazy, but yeah, chopped garlic yourself will be nicer. And then I added some frozen green beans, which I find are always really easy just to pop into the slow cooker. And then I'm going to put my cannellini beans in. I hope I'm saying that correctly. And I'm just leaving the water in it too. So then I'm going to add my wine. I sometimes do use the baby's bottles for measuring just because I can't bother to go and get the measuring jug out of the cupboard, and it works just as well. I do pop it in the dishwasher afterwards, obviously. And then I'm going to add some corn flour to thicken it up, and then I will pop some salt, pepper and my chicken in. So I'm just going to give it a mix just to make sure everything is properly incorporated, and then I will just leave it on. I usually leave my slow cooker on low for the day until dinner time, and I find that works really well. So here it's been almost the day and you see how nice it looks. It's such a yummy dinner. So nice and creamy. And yeah, it is a very simple, really nice dinner, and I just served that with some rice, but it would also be nice with some baguette as well. So now I'm going to be making some vegetable enchiladas. So I have my wraps. I just use tortilla wraps, not corn wraps. And then some carrots, 2 packets of chopped tomatoes. I'm going to use 3 onions, 2 tomatoes, some cheese, some mixed herbs. I'm going to put some chili flakes in, not as much as I'd like as children, but some black beans, some green lentils, some natural yogurt, some olive oil, and then some salt and pepper. So first I'm going to start by chopping up my ingredients. Now I do have some things to say about this recipe. So I would say do not add carrot to it. Probably switch that for sweet potato. I think that would go a lot better. The carrot, it was nice, but it just didn't really work with enchiladas. I would probably add some red kidney beans and some more spices. I found that it just needed more spice or more flavouring, and I didn't add that. Also with the children I try not to add spices, and that does affect my dishes massively for me. But yeah, so I did follow a recipe which was online, but definitely I would adapt it a lot. So first off I'm going to fry up my onions and try not to get carrot in it because I didn't want to fry them yet. I'm going to fry my onions, and when they're ready then I will fry in my carrots to soften them up and the tomatoes. But as I said, do not put carrots in it unless you really like them. It does not go with enchiladas. I know you need something to pack it out, that's why I do suggest sweet potato. So I'm going to add some pepper and then some salt, and I love these. Is it Maldon salt flakes? They're so nice. And then I added a little bit of chili flakes, but it just really was not enough for what I wanted. And I added some mixed herbs, and also I must say, sorry if there's any noise in the background, I have the washing machine going. My washing machine never stops, doesn't end. so it's just always going. And then I popped some butter in just to sort of give it a little bit of liquid because it was very dry, even though I'd already put some olive oil in. And then I'm just going to fry them up together. So once the onions were a bit softer, I added my carrots and then softened those up. The tomatoes don't need to go in yet because they're obviously already very soft. And then I added my black beans, my green lentils, and mixed them up together. And then both of my chopped tomatoes. You want to make sure that you boil it enough so that it's not really runny, because you don't want runny mix in your enchiladas. It will just all run out and make them soggy. Once you've mixed that up, add in your chopped tomatoes. And now I like to clear up. I love to clear up as I cook. I do not like leaving things everywhere. Kirst is opposite to me. He will leave things all over the kitchen. But I love to get tidy as I go along. So now you can fill your enchiladas. I would also say, if you've got enough, then maybe pop some cheese inside them. That would give them a nice taste. But yeah, I'm going to fill them all up, wrap them, put them in my dish. And then once you've done that, make sure you got some remaining mixture and pop that on top of them. And then the recipe said to add some natural yogurt and cheese on top of them. I personally don't think you need to do that. It didn't really taste of anything that was worth buying the natural yogurt. So I would say just put the mix on top and some cheese and bake them like that, and then serve them with some sour cream, guacamole, salsa, whatever sort of thing you like. The feeling behind my eyes, you stood out 'cause you were in red. So as I said, I've got my leftover mixture and I'm going to pop it all on top. It just gives it a nice crisp and a nice bit of flavour to the top of the enchiladas. Please do take into account what I have said about the adaptations to the recipe, because I really think that what I've said is definitely right, and you should change or do the bits, because this was not needed. You couldn't taste the natural yogurt. It was definitely such a waste. But it is interesting to try some different recipes online, because you do find that you can often adapt to them and change them. And if you ever find that you have anything you change or adapt to in my recipes, I would also love to hear it. So yeah, now I'm just gonna pop my pointless yogurt on top and bake them, and then we just had them like that. But you could serve them with nachos or just anything like that, really, Mexican-y. But we just had them like that. There was definitely enough for everybody. There was quite a lot left over. The festival that we met at, where you were just a face in a crowd. I'm going to be making a creamy red lentil. I think you say moussaka, but I'm not sure. So I'm going to be using some red lentils, carrots, tomato paste, and 2 tins of chopped tomatoes. I'm going to pop some red kidney beans in, 2 aubergines, garlic, and then it says to put some cinnamon in. I think I'm also going to add a few extra bits. I'm going to add some mushrooms, and I'm going to pop this on top. So I'm going to start by chopping my aubergines. I definitely chopped it too thick, and I don't even think I baked them long enough. But anyway, that's just my mistake. You will do it properly. But yeah, I'm going to add them onto a tray of olive oil and roast them in the oven. The recipe said 15 minutes, so that is why I did 15 minutes. But I think they needed about half an hour, really, But yeah, I'm going to pop them in the oven and roast them up first.
Now I can't imagine me with anybody else as we close out the night underneath the lilac sky. Summer high, met you in August, New York, back to my cold apartment. Distance sucks, but at least I'm still with you. White out skies, middle November, you and I, flights to wherever.
And I had never cooked lentils like this before. I know I used to see them in my mum's cupboard and I'd never done them myself, but yeah, they're really easy to do. So I boiled them in 500 millilitres of water for however much, it will tell you on the packet. And then when you've cooked them for like 8 minutes, you pop in the carrots for the final 7 minutes, just to soften them up too. So while they were boiling and my carrots were chopped and waiting, I chopped up my garlic. So my lentils have been cooking for about 8 minutes, and I'm going to pop my garlic into my other pan, which is what I'm going to cook the whole dish in, but you could just use a glass dish if you don't have a pan like this, which I think is probably what most people use. So I add my carrots to my lentils, I'm going to fry up my garlic, and then I will start adding the rest of the ingredients into my garlic. So I'm going to chop my onions and add them first to soften them, and then when they've softened a little, I'll add my 2 tins of chopped tomatoes, my kidney beans, and I'm going to add some chili flakes, but as I said previously, never as much as I'd love to add. I love adding them on top of my dinner after. And then I'm going to add my ground coriander and my cinnamon, which cinnamon sounded really strange to me, but that is what they said in the recipe. I just made sure I didn't add too much because it is a sweet thing really, isn't it? And then I'm going to add my mushrooms, but make sure you do add them last because obviously mushrooms are really soft and you don't want to over soften them. So I popped in a little bit of tomato paste just for a bit of extra flavour, and it's just nice and cheap and easy, isn't it? It's something I always keep in the fridge now. And then I drained my carrots and lentils and added them in too. So now that is all ready, make sure it's not too runny because nobody wants a runny sauce. So boil it until it's not. I added all my aubergines on top, and I had quite a lot actually, but I guess it probably depends on your size dish. So I added all my aubergines on top, and then I topped it with cheese.
So if you love me, how could you leave me so long? So will I feel it again? I just don't know.
Once I'd added them all, I then made my cheese sauce, and I used a Bisto recipe this time. I don't make a roux myself. I do just like to use the packets and add cheese to them. I think it tastes just as nice. Once I've made up my cheese sauce, I used double the amount of recipe they said on the Bisto packet to go on top of this. Then I poured it on top and added some cheese and baked it just like that. So I baked it in the oven at 180 for around half an hour, but keep checking on it, and when it's crispy, take it out. So I served it with some baguette, and it was a really nice easy dinner, so I recommend making it. If you do make any of my recipes, please let me know, and if you change anything, please let me know. I would absolutely love to hear anything that you think makes it better. But thank you so much for watching. If you like my content, please subscribe to my channel and keep up with me and my family, and hopefully I will see you on my next video.